way, which is awesome. We're gonna get to that in a little bit. Okay, we're gonna get to that in a little bit. I'm so fucking stoked on this. I love that they're just absolutely, absolutely just fucking sucking, dude. It's awesome. It's awesome. Thank you for me. I feel like I take this as a gift. Okay, I see this as a gift. Will they run out of times for them to vote? No. It's just funny because, like, ultimately, the only thing that the Republicans were going to do was basically, like, the only thing that Republicans were going to do is open up 1 million Hunter Biden penis investigations. Like, I'm talking girth. I'm talking shaft. I'm talking stroke game. I'm talking how big is the penis hole. Like, they were going to do comprehensive investigations on Hunter Biden's penis. 100% once they got the majority in the House, and now the only thing they're delaying is that's it. Other than that, everything was going to be obstruction regardless. You know what I mean? And now he's like losing support. Ryan Grimm, friend of the show, is correct. He says the job of a speaker is to cut deals and get votes. Every roll call where he doesn't do that is making a case against them, a self-reinforcing vicious cycle. Now, we already knew that the Republican minority, like a minority of groups in the Republican Party, a minority of Tea Party caucus members, were going to absolutely go fucking crazy and destroy any kind of like legislative agenda that the Republican Party may have had, which they don't really have. Let's be real. What the fuck is their legislative agenda? It's just like cutting taxes, right? Oh no. Oh no. Andrew Bottom G. Tate is displaying very beta body language compared to the Alpha prison transport van. Oh no, you hate to see it. Anyway, they weren't going to do that. They weren't going to do that regardless. How many tries will it take? Don't say as much as possible. Do you think someone will... Right now, anyone that tells you they know exactly what's going to happen is kind of lying to you because, like, things are up in the air. Things are up in the air. Why is it up in the air? Because, like, anything could happen, really. Depending on quorum, depending on depending on how many people, like, don't show up, you could literally fucking get, like, a majority. You have a situation where, basically, if the higher levels of the Republican Party start getting frustrated, like if the long-term old school Republicans start getting frustrated, Kevin McCarthy's inability to like actually whip the votes, they will turn around. They will turn around and basically say, all right, we need a new guy who can get the job done. So there is that too. Do you think the Dems will cave and give McCarthy a few votes? I think that would be absolutely insane. Okay? I think that would be absolutely fucking insane, but also it would be pretty funny and therefore not surprised if that does happen. The reason this is happening is because the Republican Party is giving complete and control of the party to like Red Steez and Cat Turd. Shocked it's not working out better, to be honest. It's like they're waiting until 8 o'clock to see what Tucker wants them to do, but then it's one of those nights where he just attacks trans people and does a segment about horny raccoons. So we got to wait another day. Yeah. No, they've openly stated this, by the way. If you think that this is an exaggeration from Andrew Lawrence, friend of the show, of Media Matters for America, it's not. Insiders have already talked about openly stating their desire, their fucking desire openly stating their desire that sorry, I just had a little brain fart. Openly stating their fucking desire that Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson are going to yell at them. Okay? Hasan be like, what is this new fit revealed to fit? Wait, this is funny as fuck. I don't understand. That's a great fit. Wait, is there an issue with this fit? I don't get it. This is like actually a fire tweet. Hold on 1 second. All right.
Behind that speaker.
So Buck has supported Kevin McCarthy on multiple ballots here, but he's made it clear that if McCarthy does not have enough Republican support, then obviously it would be time to step aside and for Republicans to rally behind another candidate. I asked him, if not Kevin, then who? Well, he said McCarthy's number 2, and that would be Steve Scalise, Kira.
Wow. Okay, so he came forward and did confirm that. So Byron Donalds told you when you caught up with him, Rachel, that they were more than likely going to convene after this vote, possibly behind closed doors with Kevin.
Okay, where was I? Stop sending me that Aiden take. I know the Aiden take. Okay, it's old. I don't care. I don't care to show it every single time. Okay. Anyway, where were we? Where the fuck were we? Hold up. Did I just close the other tabs? Oh yeah, here. So basically what's going on currently is that every single time Kevin McCarthy, just like friend of the show Ryan Grimm stated, every single time Kevin McCarthy is unable to like whip votes, the additional votes that he needs, and every single time he loses more votes, as a matter of fact, everything's okay. It was just delivery. He just keeps losing confidence that he should be instilling in the upper echelon of the party, that he is capable of controlling these elements within the party, but he can't.
It's one of the things that sets us apart from our friends on the other side of the aisle. Yes, diversity of thought is a good thing, but they want us divided.
Diversity of thought is a good thing. Yeah, unlike the Democrats who don't have any of it. Well, I mean, I guess that's true. But the Democratic Party and the Republican Party do not have any fucking diversity of thought. They just all operate under the same guidelines, under the same structure.
They want us to fight each other. That much has been made clear by the popcorn and blankets and alcohol that is coming over there. The House is not in order. The House is not in order.
Get some order.
The clerk would ask all members-elect to abide by the established decorum of the House while making nominations. Gentlewoman is recognized.
As evidenced by my colleagues' actions.
Boo.
So today I am asking.
These are the motherfuckers telling you to get back to work? Yeah. It's so good. It's so good. There's actually so much going on. I love this. I mean, this kind of stuff is like nerdy, soy-facing shit. It pops off on Twitter. I don't really care about that, even though we're basically doing that as well. But I love it. I love it. I love it. Especially because no matter what happens, like the midterms are over. So the Republicans have a majority in the House. And no matter what happens, they're still going to be disruptive. They're still going to, their entire goal is to like undermine the Democratic Party's like agenda, which they don't really need too much to do because the Democratic Party keeps undermining its own agenda, as we saw when they held majorities in the House and also Senate. So ultimately, it's just like American politics have got to a point where American politics have gotten to a point where it's like, which party is going to be incompetent? It's a race to the fucking bottom.
Santos. Santos. Sarbanes.
Bro, this dude's name is not Santos, dude. George Santos looks like a school kid trying to be included in the cool kids club. Look at him trying to look like he's actually doing something besides lying. Dude, he did not respond to the name Santos, bro. That's my new suspicion. Maybe his name is fake too. God, he's so awesome. He's so awesome. Tucker Carlson's segment on the vote. I thought he didn't do one.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson tonight. Happy first Tuesday in 2023. The fun never stops. We thought we'd be able to announce the new Speaker of the House tonight. We thought we knew who it was going to be. But no, the race for Speaker is still ongoing. Voting's been suspended for the day. It's going to resume again tomorrow. Now, the fact that this race has not been settled by now is being described, especially online, by many as embarrassing. And it is embarrassing if you prefer the Soviet-style consensus of the Democratic Party's internal elections.
No. Somehow this is actually because the Republican Party is good that they can't get their shit in order. You know what I mean? Trying to turn this into a positive thing is pretty funny. Respect it. I respect the grift. Not going to happen, though. The average American is not going to be like, oh, man, thank God we don't have Soviet-style consensus in the fucking Republican Party. What the fuck do you mean? They expect that for Republican goals. What are Republican goals? Don't worry about that.
Where votes are merely a formality, and all the really big decisions, the meaningful ones, are made years in advance by donors. Oh, of course, everyone's on board. That's what they do. But if you prefer democracy to oligarchy, if you prefer real debates about issues that actually matter, it's pretty refreshing to see it. Yes, it's a little chaotic, but this is what it's supposed to be. Now, we're going to bring you a lot more detail on what's happening in just a minute and throughout the week. But first, a quick overview to frame the big points. So Kevin McCarthy of California was going to be Speaker. He badly wants to be Speaker. In fact, he wants that job more than anything else in his life.
Uh-oh, Tucker Carlson. The expectation was that Tuckerino was going to actually... The expectation was that Tucker was actually not going to shit on Kevin McCarthy and potentially bully Matt Gaetz and others. Turns out that's not what's happening. Turns out what's happening is, nope. Tucker Carlson is telling Kevin McCarthy to make concessions.
And he was going to get it, but then a group of 20 Republican members stopped him. Now, they stopped him because they decided that Kevin McCarthy is not conservative enough to represent a party that's just taken back the House from Nancy Pelosi. And they are definitely right about that. McCarthy is not especially conservative. He is, in fact, ideologically agnostic. He's flexible. His real constituency is the lobbying community in Washington. So if you've got sincere political beliefs, that is infuriating to watch. On the other hand, to be fair, this is politics, and McCarthy does have strengths. It's not easy being Speaker when the House is this closely divided. And in some ways, Kevin McCarthy is perfectly suited for that. He is skilled in politics, not a small thing. And critically, McCarthy is willing to spend the next 2 years living in hotel rooms raising money for his party ahead of a historic presidential election. What other Republican in the House is willing to do that? Well, as of tonight, and we have checked, no one has stepped forward. So really the pivotal question is, how badly does Kevin McCarthy want this job? 20 of his colleagues have just publicly disavowed him, loudly and again and again. So to win them back, McCarthy is going to have to give them something real, not more airy promises.
Does the average Republican care about this? I mean, they care about it as far as like, it makes them look bad. The average American in general has a genuine disdain for politicians for understandable reasons. Congressional approval rating across the board is rarely ever over like 30%. It's one of the least popular jobs on the fucking planet, right? And for good reason. They suck. They suck ass. They are bad. They are bad at their jobs, except, they're very good at their jobs, which is to court donors, right? So for that reason, one of the things that the average person who's like not super interested in politics despises the most is politicians behaving like entitled fucking douchebags, refusing to do their jobs, going on vacation, government shutdowns because of their inability to like actually get together and put a funding bill together. Gridlock on legislation. Doesn't matter what the legislation is. When they see gridlock, that triggers something in the brains of the average American. This is yet another instance where every fucking normie looks at this and goes, oh God, they're so bad. They're so stupid. What the fuck? That's it. That's pretty much it. Like, they don't really care because ultimately, what is the Republican Party's goal overall? Especially when the president is a Democrat, especially when the Senate has a majority Democrat, the majority Democratic Senate. Their goal is to block and push and obstruct, right? Openly. This is something that Mitch McConnell pretty much redefined the genre on once under the Obama administration, even when there was a devastating economic collapse caused by George W. Bush and his administration. Mitch McConnell said, I don't care about, fixing America's economic issues. I care about making sure Obama is a one-term president. Once that happened, it was pretty much over. Like, the Senate did not see genuine negative consequences. Now, of course, Mitch McConnell did not win, or did not get his goal, right? Obama was a two-term president. But pretty much ever since then, given how party alignment is pretty obvious. Like, there's no more like Dixiecrats. It's no longer as like geopolitically determined. Like a Republican in Missouri, it has pretty much the same exact voting strategy as a Republican in New York. Since that has happened, there is no political punishment for playing an obstructionist role. This is part of the reason why. Republicans were going to obstruct regardless. Okay? They were going to obstruct regardless. So they don't really need a fucking speaker for that. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. They don't need the House of Representatives to work for that to happen. But having said that, if your goal is to obstruct and you don't have a Speaker of the House and you can't like continue with like regular House proceedings because you don't have a Speaker of the House, you look like a goober. You look silly. You look like you're lazy. You look like you're stupid. You look like there's too much internal disarray in your party. And the average person, the average Republican is going to look at that and go, yeah, I don't like that actually. I do find it pretty funny that like because they are so good at obstructing, Republicans are so used to obstructing that they are basically obstructing themselves at this point. It's pretty funny. AOC spoke on this last night, but let me finish the Tucker Carlson video and then we'll get to that.
Specializes in. He's going to have to give them actual concessions. If Kevin McCarthy wants to be the speaker, he is going to have to do things he would never do otherwise. Like what? We can think of it.
I could think of a couple things, okay? Like at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. A concession I can give you is subscribe for $5 or for free if you don't want to watch the ad break and you want an uninterrupted broadcast experience. Okay? That's pretty simple. At the top of the hour, every hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. In the middle of the hour, there's a 1-minute ad break. Back in the day, there used to only be a 1-minute ad break. If you go far back in time, there was no ad break whatsoever. What's going on? Well, what happened is Amazon and the corporate overlords decided the minimum ad density is supposed to be 4 minutes. Now, of course, a concession that Kevin McCarthy can tell you is subscribe for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. By connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you get 1 free Prime subscription to enjoy the Hasan broadcast in an uninterrupted manner. Another thing you can do is get gifted a sub. Many people laugh at that prospect. They say, that's crazy. Guess what? A gifted sub will allow you to avoid the ads. Just don't take the incentive, bro, is what someone says. Except I don't have an incentive. I have a deal. That's different than an incentive. Here's the 3-minute ad break now. Kevin Heckart, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Papa Scott's, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Sivoya, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. The Sphere Hunter, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. And Carlos de Verdad, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Let's continue.
At least 2 things. First, release the January 6th files. Not some of the January 6th files and video, all of it. And not to some phony committee that will hide them, that in fact is designed to hide them from the public, but put them online. Release them to the public directly so that the rest of us can finally know what actually happened on January 6th, 2021. It's been 2 years. It's long overdue. It's our right as Americans to know. And McCarthy could tell us. Second, Kevin McCarthy could put Thomas Massie of Kentucky in charge of a new Frank Church committee designed to discover what the FBI and the intel agencies have been doing to control domestic politics in this country.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what they're going to do. It doesn't matter who the Speaker of the House is. They're going to do this regardless. Top of the hour bot gave that a 7. Yeah, because there's like 40,000 people in here and some of them are pissed off. I think like the perfect segue, I did run the ad break. The perfect segue comes at the top of the hour when I deliver it in a way that's like, you know, definitely entertaining, but like not so disruptive that it caught you off guard. Because sometimes if the segue is too good, people get pissed off and they literally fucking hit you with a low score on purpose.
They've been doing a lot. But no one in Washington wants to talk about it. This topic is effectively off limits and has been. In fact, no one's talked about it for almost 50 years. And so because no one has talked about it or stopped it, the rot has spread and democracy has withered. You can feel it.
This is bullshit. Like, I'm not defending Kevin McCarthy at all, but like, well, oh yeah, the FBI is definitely trying to get leftists into power. That's an intelligent take. Yeah, that is incredibly stupid, but that's like propaganda from Tucker always. But also the part of it that's like really stupid, if I put on like my actually political commentary hat on for a second, like, it's not like Kevin McCarthy is not going to do these things. Why the fuck would he not do these things? Of course he's going to do these things. That's what a Republican does. He's going to do the Republican things.
They've been doing a lot. But no one in Washington wants to talk about it. This topic is effectively off limits and has been. In fact, no one's talked about it for almost 50 years. And so because no one has talked about it or stopped it, the rot has spread and democracy has withered. You can feel it. The FBI is now a bigger force in American elections than any single group of voters. This cannot continue. It is poison. And Kevin McCarthy is uniquely situated.
Why does Tucker Carlson want January 6th video released? Tucker Carlson is operating under the assumption that the FBI did January 6th. It's basically what you have. Like, first of all, the FBI has its hands in many different domestic affairs. And there are plenty of fucking sickos, perverts, pedophiles that the FBI uses as CIs and shit that were probably at January 6th. So he's probably trying to loosely tie that into the reality that this was a insurrection or a riot caused by Donald Trump and the Republican Party as a whole, and take the responsibility away from those actual people and put it firmly in the hands of the FBI.
Waited right now to stop it. So by striking a deal with his 20 colleagues, McCarthy could restore our system to health and at the very same time get the job he has always wanted. It's not so complicated. Let's hope he does it.
I think it's low-key because, like, I think they just don't like him in general. Like, they think he really wants to be Speaker of the House, which is understandable. He is. He's always wanted to be Speaker of the House. And I think they just kind of don't like that. Like that's pretty much it as well. That's part of it. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Who has more influence over hogs right now, Tucker or Trump? They're in opposition over right now. What's really interesting about this is that Donald Trump came out and last night tweeted on Truth Social and said, come on, guys, deal with it. Deal with it. Give the people what they want. Kevin McCarthy. And like that shit got no fucking play whatsoever because he truthed it. He needs to go on the Tucker Carlson broadcast to say this shit, or else it's going to fall on deaf ears.
Now is Democratic Congresswoman from New York, Alexandria Ocasio.